Hello, I am in Croatia and the city is Dubrovnik. I just come off from the bus from Montenegro to Croatia, so now I'm heading to my hostel, drop off my bag. After that, I will go to Old Town, exchange money, local currency from one of the bank, and do some sightseeing. So let's go. This is my hostel in Dubrovnik, and I paid around £20 per night. And the food can be expensive in Dubrovnik, so I'll be using this supermarket to get some sandwiches. So I'm walking to Old Town now, so it will take around 30 minutes from my hostel to Old Town.
Stalno pita idemo li mi u Amsterdam.
Right, now I am at the walls of Dubrovnik. It's the city walls of Dubrovnik, and this is the Pile Gate, the main entrance to the city walls.
Ja, is ook niet zo goed.
So now I'm walking through the Pile Gate to the Old Town, and these are the walls of Dubrovnik. Are a series of defensive stone walls surrounding the city of Dubrovnik in southern Croatia, with numerous additions and modifications throughout the history. They have been considered to be among the great fortification system of the Middle Ages, as they were never breached by a hostile army during this time period. In 1979, the old city of Dubrovnik, which includes a substantial portion of the old walls of Dubrovnik, joined the UNESCO list of World Heritage Sites. There is a tourist office in front on the right for information. You can get all sort of information, free walking tours, and tours to the islands like Lokrum. That's a famous island. It's close to Dubrovnik. This big fountain called Onophrian fountain. This fountain has been dedicated to ensure the sufficient supply of fresh water. At first, Dubrovnik was supplied by so-called cisterns, a sort of rainfall collecting tanks that used an intricate system to collect the rain from the rooftops. The cisterns were either private or public. In 1304, the government decided to build a great cistern next to the Divona building that would collect the rainfall from the rooftop of the building. and the town is known as one of the world's finest and most perfectly preserved medieval cities in the world. For centuries, this was a trading port with its huge sturdy stone walls built between the 11th and 17th centuries, and it's affording protection to this former city-state.
Let's go into the Pandora store.
Right, this is the bank called OTP Bank in Old Town. So I will exchange my money here to the local money called kuna. This is the currency, the local currency, kuna. So I exchanged here. I think they will give you a better rate compared to the other money exchanges. I just showed my ID, and they just took a copy of my ID, and I exchanged from pound sterling to the local currency kunas, and these are the local coins. Right in the front is Dubrovnik clock tower, or it's also called City Bell Tower. In 1385, the Grand Chamber decided to build a city clock tower, and 5 years later, the first tick was heard. And Dubrovnik unveiled its city clock just 54 years after the first ever public clock was built in Europe in Milan. Right, the building in front is called Votive Church of the Saint Blaise on Gorica. It is the church built in 1347 on the location of an older one from 13th century. This church dominates the landscape. It was renovated 3 times, 1472, 1847, and in the 80s of 20th century. This is the statue of Marin Držić. He was between 1508 and 1567, and he was Croatian playwright, poet outside the rector's palace in the old town. Right, this building called the Rector's Palace, and it is Gothic and a Renaissance palace. thing is called Cathedral Treasury, originally built in the 12th century, and the Dubrovnik Cathedral was destroyed in the 1667 earthquake that struck the city and rebuilt in the Baroque style by Italian architects. The cathedral is dedicated to the Assumption of the Virgin Mary, and its treasury contains gold and other artifacts dating to medieval times. This area called Old Port in the city, and from here you can take boat trips to the nearby islands, or you can go in the Adriatic Sea. To find out more about Dubrovnik city in Croatia, see the next video.